Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is going to be the first module of cleansing your mind and your emotions, and this whole technique is going to calm you down. And no matter where you are starting off, whether you're new to meditation or you're full of negative thoughts or anxieties or whatever, or even if you're advanced meditation and maybe you're more calm or cool, this technique is for everybody, and do not skip it because this is the most important part of probably the whole process in a way. So there's going to be 4 steps to this little sequence, and each process is going to be very significant, so don't skip any steps as well. So I got to keep mentioning that because like some of these things sound silly and you have to do it because there's a huge point. And so I'm going to go through each step and I'm going to tell you how it's done and why you do it, and then eventually we're going to get to the point to where I'm going to take you through a whole guided meditation to where you do this on your own and you're going to feel really good. And this whole sequence is going to take about 20 minutes to do. And the exercises that we're gonna do only take like 2 or 3 minutes to do. And the other time, after 3 minutes, like you're basically laying down and relaxing. So it's pretty easy, right? So you're gonna wanna do this on your bed or on a couch or somewhere where it's very comfortable because you're gonna end up laying down. So the way that you wanna clean your mind and your emotions, and this is the most effective way that I found to do this, and I'll include some extra bonuses after this on some more cleaning techniques, but this is the major one and this is gonna help you out a lot. So I don't really have a name for this whole process, but basically there's 4 steps to it. The first step, we're going to tense our muscles and we're going to like really tense our face, and we're also going to do a yawning motion with your mouth and lips. And then the second part, we're going to do that for about like 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds to a minute of tensing your muscles and things like that. The next step, we're going to go into speaking gibberish, and speaking gibberish, it sounds silly, but it's huge when it comes to cleaning out your mind. And then the third step, we're gonna lay down, and that's pretty easy, right? And so then the 4th step, after we lay down, you're going to imagine your body being hollow, like empty space, like almost like a bamboo or like a straw or whatever. You're gonna feel as if your body is empty and just empty space, like as if your body itself was like the straw or the bamboo stick or whatever, like the outer part, and then your internal body is like basically like space or just empty space, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go through each one of these steps and tell you why this works and like why you do it, because telling you why is gonna make sure you do it. So basically, I'm the type of person that needs to know why I'm going to do it, and then it makes me do the process even more effectively. So for the first couple seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to tense our muscles and we're going to tense our face, and we're going to do this because we're going to prepare our physical body to relax more. And so by this is how I like to illustrate this idea. And so like if you were to take one hand and just clench one of them and just clench it really hard and tight and just hold it for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds or whatever, just keep tensing it really hard. And then when you let go, it now becomes more limp and more relaxed. Whereas like this hand, which just stayed still the entire time, it's in a neutral state right now, right? It's neither tense nor like relaxed, but it's just kind of neutral, right? But this hand right now, after tensing it, is like more loose, right? So it's more relaxed. So that's what you want to do with your entire body. So like, and you want to focus on your face muscles a lot too, because your face has like 80% of your attention. Like your face holds like your emotions, holds your thoughts, and there's a lot more going on in your face muscles than like the rest of your body. But the rest of your body does get tense too, so don't be wrong. So for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, maybe a minute or however long you can go, just tense your muscles and tense your face, all right? And this is funny and it's silly, but it works, right? So tense your muscles in your face and tense your arms, tense your chest, your legs. And so while you're doing this, also I want you to also do a yawning motion with your lips. Just really stretch your lips, because this gets your lips to stretch out and relax too. And the reason this is important is because your lips and your mouth and your thoughts kind of have like their own little symbiotic relationship, right? So like your lips speak your mind and your thoughts and everything. And so if you can relax your lips a little bit and your mouth, it kind of relaxes your thoughts just, as like its own little symbiotic relationship. So because your lips are more relaxed, it's gonna give your mind a little more relaxation too. So it's just a little tip to get more effectiveness out of this technique. So again, for like 30 seconds or longer, just tense your muscles and just tense everything and really focus on your face. And do a yawning motion with your mouth and get your lips to stretch out too. So like right now, after doing that for like 10-15 seconds just now, I'm starting to feel more relaxed. And so that's starting to prepare our physical body to become more relaxed. And so that's step one. All right, now step two, we're gonna speaking gibberish. And speaking gibberish is great because now speaking gibberish, by speaking gibberish, I mean like you're gonna be saying nothing. Like you're gonna just, like a baby or whatever, you're gonna talk without speaking any real words. So, and it's just gibberish, just say stuff, just blah, 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 or whatever. And just like whatever sound and however it comes out, just start speaking gibberish. And so the reason this is very effective is because you have lots of thoughts and feelings and emotions like in your subconscious mind that you've been storing for years and years and years. Like ever since you were a kid, like everyone has like suppressed emotions or suppressed thoughts, and no matter where you are in life, no matter how healthy or happy you might be, everyone has some sort of suppression in their subconscious mind. So speaking gibberish is going to eliminate the sensor in your mind, the part of your mind that articulates your thoughts and feelings. So like you might be feeling something, but you have to think about what you're feeling and how you're going to express it out. So by speaking gibberish, it's completely illogical, and so it gets rid of the little sensor in your brain that figures out how to express what you're thinking and what you're feeling. So whereas, say, there's been times, like, let's just say if you feel something, like, I can't express in words how thankful I am or whatever. Like, words cannot express my feelings, right? Or another emotion or whatever. But that's just an example. Like, there might be words that you cannot say to express how you truly feel in whatever circumstance it might be. So, like, your articulation of, like, how you feel is limited by the sensor. And so, like, but when you get rid of the sensor and start speaking gibberish, you allow your subconscious mind to just empty, like completely free. Like you open the dam up, like the door just opens wide up of like emotions and thoughts and feelings and like things that are just stored in your mind for like years and decades or whatever. So this speaking gibberish gives you the opportunity to let it all out. And a lot of these things and feelings that come up, you might have held on to for years. You might have anger, or you might have even laughter or whatever. And so speaking gibberish is going to just like let everything out, and you don't even know where it comes from. You might start crying, you might start laughing, you might start punching a pillow or whatever. And before you start speaking gibberish, you might be in like an okay state of mind or whatever, but you start speaking gibberish and all of a sudden you start getting angry, or maybe start laughing because maybe you have some suppressed laughter, or whatever. Like everyone has like some kind of suppression, whether it could be negative or positive. I mean, people, you might more than likely have some suppressed anger or whatever, but I mean, there's been times where, like, let's just say in childhood, when I went to church, in school, I went to a private school, right? So like every Friday we would go to church, the entire class, like, and everything. But like me and my friends would always make it a point to like make each other laugh during the most quietest parts of church. And so like so we were always suppressing our laughter. So you might even have like, suppressed laughter in you, or even you might even start singing, like you might have some suppressed happiness or whatever. So whatever comes out, just let it out because you're holding on to it. And so, but just speaking gibberish is just going to let it all out, and you're going to feel free. And during this time when you're speaking gibberish, it's okay to like, if you're speaking gibberish, it's okay to start yelling if you feel like yelling, or you might even punch a pillow, or that's why I suggest do it on your bed too. So if you have a pillow or whatever, like if you have neighbors, you live in an apartment building, whatever, you can speak gibberish into your pillow, or if you start yelling, you start yelling gibberish into your pillow, or you might start laughing or whatever, or punching pillow. Anything can happen when you start speaking gibberish. But the good news is like, when you start speaking gibberish, like this only takes like 30 seconds, a minute to do. And here's how you stop speaking gibberish. So this is important too. There's two things that you get that are very important about this stage of speaking gibberish. And that is, one, you have to be full-hearted about it. Like, you cannot have a half-hearted attempt like da 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 blah blah blah. No, you have to get emotionally invested in it and like just be a part of it. And like, or even if you feel like it's stupid and you are going la 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 la, if you continue with it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, like your state of mind might change to where like you go from this boredom to like, okay, now I'm getting self-conscious, and you start letting self-conscious, gibberish out, and then you might start feeling embarrassed and you start speaking gibberish, like embarrassed, and like these are just emotions that you're holding on to. Like, there's no reason to feel embarrassed. If you're alone in a room, like, you're not embarrassed, there's no one in front of you, there's no reason to be embarrassed or whatever else. I'm just saying, like, you're holding on to those emotions from something else. That's why they're there. So if you feel embarrassment or if you feel anger, like I said, like, it's going to come out, and you're just basically just going to purge everything that's holding on to you, And so, like, speaking gibberish is highly, highly important as far as the cleansing your mind, because you're going to be cleansing stuff that you don't even know about. So cleansing your mind is like the biggest thing you could do. And speaking gibberish is very helpful, and it sounds silly, but you have to do it. And so the first important thing is that you have to be full-hearted about it. You have to be invested into it, and you have to be a part of it. And you're going to get, you're gonna be a part of the gibberish, be a part of the act. And then the second thing, and this is also important, like, you only stop when you're gonna come to a stop automatically. Like, you eventually, have, like, if you have a bucket of water and you start draining it all out, and draining the water is like all your gibberish, right? There comes a point to where like the bucket is completely empty and there's no more water to let out. So when you speak gibberish, after like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or a minute, like, you might be yelling and screaming and punching a pillow, but like after a minute, or even a minute and 15 seconds, but like it's never longer than 2 minutes. But like, if, after 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever it takes, you come to a point where you just stop. Like, it's just like, you might be in a whirlwind or tornado of just like thoughts and emotions and just like speaking gibberish, but once you let it out, it's gone, and like you're no longer hindered by these negative thoughts and negative feelings, and at least it's a lot less than what it would have been had you not done this. So speaking gibberish is going to clean your mind and clean your emotions, and it's going to let it all out, which is why, like, when you go to meditate without doing this, you have emotions that come up, you have memories that come up, your thoughts are racing. And so, like, these are things that you have to let out first before you actually go sit down to meditate. And so speaking gibberish is one of the most highly effective ways that I found how to calm your mind and emotions and cleanse everything out. So keep that in mind to two things. You have to be, emotionally and mentally involved in it. And then the second thing is, like, you do it until you stop. Like, you'll stop automatically. It's just like, again, like, if you're running a race or whatever, running down the street as fast as you can, like, you're running as fast as you can for 30 seconds, and all of a sudden you're exhausted and you just fall on the ground, basically. So it's like, that's kind of what it feels like. So, but this is what you want to do, and this is how it's done, and this is the best way to do it. Just keep speaking gibberish until you're empty. Now, if you keep speaking gibberish for like 3, 4, 5 minutes and you're not doing it right, you're not emotionally involved into it. So, but if you're here and you're watching this, you're going to be emotionally involved, and you're probably going to be interested in this. So a lot of people might get embarrassed by this technique. A lot of people think it might be funny or silly or whatever, but you have to do it, because if you feel self-conscious or embarrassed, again, that's stuff that you're already holding on to. There's no one around. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. So just let it all out. And like, whether it's anger, sadness, happiness, just keep speaking gibberish until it's gone. Okay, so that's a lot of words for just something that's going to take like 30 seconds to do. Okay, so but the next thing, step 3, you're going to basically just lay down. And so, like, after you do the stretching and the tensing, and then you speak gibberish, the whole process takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. You're going to lay down and you're going to relax. And now, once you lay down, this is going to be the most relaxed state you've ever been in your life. Like, your body is limp. You've let out a lot of emotions and thoughts that you've been carrying on for years and decades. And so, but when you lay down, this relaxation is going to be the most deepest relaxation you probably ever felt in a long time. And so you're gonna feel like this huge relaxation just come over you. And so I'm originally from Florida, where like there's like rainstorms that happen like every afternoon during the summer at 4:30 in the afternoon, and like it could be a bright sunny day, then all of a sudden you see this dark rain cloud coming up, and that's kind of like what this relaxation feels like. You as you lay down, you feel like this relaxation just comes over you, and it just feels amazing. So you're gonna go deeper and deeper, and your thoughts gonna be less and less, and your emotions gonna be less and less, and this is gonna make you feel super, super good. And so I just say enjoy this part because you've earned it. After doing the first 2 steps, this is like your reward. You feel super good. And so do not fall asleep. Do your best not to fall asleep. And if you do fall asleep, you're going to wake up feeling really great. And so don't worry about that. But try not to fall asleep just yet, because what you want to do, or don't fall asleep even ever when you're meditating. Well, you can, if you fall asleep when you're meditation and you're practicing meditation, that's okay. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you stay awake and aware in a deep meditative state, your consciousness is going to get that relaxation benefit, and you're going to get more benefits if you stay aware than if you were to fall asleep. But if you fall asleep, that's okay. So don't worry about that. So again, always be good to yourself and just do whatever comes more natural. But even if you're falling asleep, just try to be aware that you're falling asleep or that you're relaxing or whatever. Just stay aware, because being aware is like #1 key of everything. And then if you do fall asleep, come back tomorrow or the next day or whatever. And so again, just be easy with yourself, and you're gonna wake up feeling great. But if you do stay awake, right, the next step is to just imagine your entire being, like on the inside, being empty space. Like just imagine, like from head to toe, that you are empty space, like you're a straw or a bamboo stick, because like a straw, has the outer shell, and then the inner part is just empty space. So imagine like your body is like the outer part of a straw, but like the inner part of your body is like empty and hollow. So like when you're there relaxing and you feel like this empty, hollow, like the emptiness feeling is going to give you a sense of like what it feels like to be an infinite peace or infinite space, which when you get into the transcendental part of meditation, which I'll get to in the next section, is like when you get to the point to where like your body disappears, your thoughts disappear, your emotions disappear, and you feel like you're in this entire ocean of tranquility, right, of just peacefulness. Like imagine yourself having, like, being empty like a straw is going to give you a sense of that infinity. It's going to give you that sense of like what it feels like to be free, or like, and be free of it all. So basically it's just going to give you a little slice of what it feels like to be at the very end of everything. So it's a gradual process. So that's why I want you to take this slow, because like you have to take this like one day at a time and just get a little bit more, because eventually we're going to get you into the deep end, which is like the transcendental part is the deep end. That's like this right now is the kiddie pool. Like doing this is the shallow end. This is like the 3-foot deep pool. And if you feel good doing this, wait till you get to the transcendental part, where it's like times 10, times 100. Like I want to take you to the deep end eventually, so where you can stay there for longer periods of time. But for right now, because this is just the beginning, you have to go slow, and you have to start learning what this feels like, so that way, like, you can well adjust to this gradually and slowly and safely, and so because like if your thoughts are racing right now super fast, and all of a sudden they just stop completely, like you're not gonna know what to do with yourself. Like you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this feels too good, blah blah. You might be too ecstatic. You might die from happiness. I don't know. So it's like, I'm just saying, like, you have to go slow. So just get a little piece of what this feels like, and then when you do this, you can even set your timer for like 20 minutes, so that way you do wake up, or if you have something to do, you definitely set a timer if you have to go somewhere or whatever. But the first two, the tensing your muscles takes 1 minute. The speaking gibberish takes 1 minute. Then you lay down, and then you feel like you're empty space for the next 18 minutes or whatever. So it's like this whole little process is going to give you so much benefits. And like the first time I ever did this technique, like I said, I practiced meditation for 5 years. And like every time I go to meditation, my thoughts are racing all around. I would have negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative memories. And like there were times where like my meditation practice literally felt like it was garbage. Like I was like, gosh, this is the worst time of my life is practicing meditation because I have to deal with this chaos. And so, but like, you know, if your mind is racing 1,000 miles an hour, doing the gibberish, throwing it all out is gonna slow it down, you know, and like just this whole process is gonna slow everything out. Once you're relaxed, once your body is relaxed and is, you know, steady, like your mind will follow that process too. So your mind becomes more steady. So you might still have some thoughts when you do this technique, but it's gonna slow down eventually. It's gonna slow down eventually. And so, but this one technique is gonna take you from here, like stressed out or whatever, anxious, panic attacks, whatever, to down here. And so like this is gonna be a huge benefit. This is just step 1 too. So I mean, we're gonna continue to progress more and more and more. But again, this is just step 1. And so like take your time. You're gonna get a lot of benefits from this first step, and you're gonna get like a lot of benefits. You're gonna love this one. So, but the other thing about this whole process right here in the cleansing, you don't have to do this every day. Like I did this maybe twice a week for 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, until I got on to like the other meditation techniques to where like you'll eventually not have to do this anymore. So don't think this is, you have to do this for the rest of your life. This is just cleansing your mind. You know, you don't have to clean your room every day of your life, right? So like I might do this technique once or twice a year or whatever, but like in the beginning when you're first starting, twice a week for 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, you know, however you enjoy it. Just do this and take it easy. So you don't even have to practice meditation every day when you're first starting. Just get used to this, get used to the feeling, and then it's a gradual process. So don't be in a hurry. So just take your time, enjoy the benefits that you get, because you're only going to get better and better and better. So in the next video, I'm going to have like a little guided meditation technique where a little sequence to where you can follow along if you want to. You can follow along to the music and my voice, or I'll instruct you to like, okay, tense your muscles for 1 minute. So you do along to the video if you want to. If you want to do this by yourself without a video, without a timer, so that way you do this more naturally at your own pace, that's fine, that's cool. But I'm just saying I have a little guided meditation where you can go through the step by step by step, and then I can actually remind you what to do so that way you don't like fall asleep or whatever. So this is your steps. Tense your muscles, you know, for 20, 30 seconds. Stretch your lips out like a yawning motion. Okay. And then after that, you're going to speak gibberish, and speaking gibberish is just like speaking nonsense. So blah, 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 blah. But like I said it now because I'm talking to the video, but like if the video camera's off, like I might start yelling, or I might, you know, you can punch a pillow, or you might start crying, you might start laughing because you think of something funny, and then you start laughing louder. And then so like your whole process is going to be completely unique to you and who you are and whatever you're feeling. But again, if you're in an apartment building, you can yell into a pillow. You can even punch a pillow if you feel anger. But like speak gibberish, and like I said, like if I was on camera right now, I might be speaking gibberish louder, or in a different way or whatever. So, but just speak gibberish. Just speak nonsense. Don't say a single word. Just let it all out. However you feel, just make that sound for like until you stop. And so, be emotionally invested in this, and keep going until you stop automatically. So, and when you stop automatically, you'll be completely clean and clear. And so then after that, you lay down, you relax, and then your body, and remain aware as much as possible, and try not to fall asleep. And if you feel like you're falling asleep, just stay aware as much as possible. And if you feel like you're falling asleep, just remain aware as much as possible, okay? So, because you might be going to a deeper meditative state that you think you're falling asleep, but meditation is like effortless awareness. So don't like force yourself to be awake, but just remain aware if you're falling asleep. But just remain aware the entire time. That's the whole point. Just remain aware. And then the next part is feel as if you are empty, like a bamboo stick or a straw. So just feel this infinity, feel this infinite space, and for 20 minutes, just get this into your system. Like learn how this feels, get used to how this feels, because it's a gradual process to feeling better and better and better every day. So this is just a cleansing process. And again, you don't have to do this every day, maybe just twice a week for 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and then go on to the next level where we start doing the transcendental meditation. Or in fact, like while you're doing this part, the cleansing part, you can also do the reprogramming to start being more positive and do an exercise like that. So that's gonna be the next section after this. So continue watching this course, and then keep watching the course, do the cleansing part, start doing the reprogramming, the balancing part, and then once you get really good at this part and you're ready to go, and you'll know when you're ready, I'm going to take you on to the deeper transcendental state parts. And that's where your mind stops completely. That's where your emotions stop completely. And you feel completely free of like even a thought of a bill or even a thought of like any trouble or problem. Like, and when everything is gone, you're in complete relaxation and you're like in a complete state of bliss and ecstasy. Because like there's nothing for your life to give you a problem if it doesn't exist in your mind, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna get to that part in the transcendental state, but for now, do this cleansing part. I have a video that comes up with a guided meditation. You can go along with my voice and the music, or you can just do it naturally at your own pace. But I hope I explained this very well to you, these 4 steps. Do it right now, feel really great, and I'll see you in the next video.